Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting commentary podcast. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm the Curious Lo.
And today, Lo and I are going to do a commentary on the first episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yay! And unlike last time we did a commentary, I have seen this before.
Yeah, she's an expert now. She's a bona fide expert.
Woohoo!
She's seen it one time.
This is true. Well, no, I'm sure I've seen it before, because I did watch some Power Rangers when I was younger, but it's been a very long time.
Yeah, you've seen it one time in recent memory.
This is true.
So today we're doing the Day of the Dumpster, and
yep.
We've done some commentaries, not Lo, but we've done some commentaries on the channel on Power Rangers things. Eric and I, Lo, I don't know if you know this, we did the entire Green Ranger saga.
Nice. That's what I'm in the middle of right now. Cool.
Awesome. And so this will be fun. I haven't watched this in a while, so this is an episode that I know, like the back of my hand or anything, but I've seen it a few times, so I'm sure we'll both have random things to say about this. The reason Lo and I are doing this particular thing today is because we are both going to Power Morphicon this weekend.
Which, makes sense for somebody who, in recent memory, has watched half a season of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I'm trying really hard to get through the entire first season, but I don't know if you know this, Cap. It's like 60 episodes long.
It's really long, and it gets a little redundant.
I will admit I have skipped a few episodes.
Yeah, well, I
think I'll be okay, though.
Totally fair, yeah. Well, you should get, skip, you can skip some more, and get to some Lord Zed. Because Lord Zed's the best thing ever. Anyway.
You've given me a couple other episodes to watch, so
that's right.
I'll get there.
Yes, indeed. So anyway,
commentary.
No, Lo is going to tag along, and when I say tag along, I mean she's driving the car to Power Morphicon. Jason and I, my 6-year-old, are going to Pasadena, and Lo lives in California, and she's going to take us to Power Morphicon. And Lo, this was kind of all Jason's idea. Because we had already decided, you and I, that I was going to stay at your place, and Jason goes, "Is she going to come with us to Power Morphicon?" I was like, she's not a Power Rangers fan. I don't think she'll want to. He was like, "No, ask her." I was like, "All right."
And then I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. I will start marathoning right now.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. So yeah, we're going to have a really good time, and we thought it would be a lot of fun to do a little bit of commentary on Power Rangers before we go, and maybe we'll do some more afterwards, and we're hoping to take some video while we're there at the con. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Day of the Dumpster, this is the very first episode of the first season. If you're watching it on Netflix, make sure that you're watching on the first season, and that you're not watching the remastered one that's on what they call season 4, but there's a remastered season. Make sure you're watching the original version, and of course, if you're watching it on DVD, get past all the menus and everything, get it to timestamp 0, and get ready to press play as soon as I say now. You can watch this along with us, or you can listen to it as a podcast. And since Lo and I have both watched this episode, we're not doing it blind. We'll be talking through the entire thing, and it might work okay also as a singular podcast. Lo, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
I am as well. Everybody, please press play right now.
Here we go. I feel like I'm just going to hear this song in my dreams forever after watching so much Power Rangers recently.
Yeah, and it's not all the way through episodes, too.
I know, right?
Luckily, it's still awesome.
Yeah, I do quite like this song.
Ron Wasserman's sound never gets old.
And I love the intros. They're so, I don't know, they feel very classic 90s to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's just such an epicness to this show that it barely deserves. I just love that about it. It is.
These two.
It is. And there's David Fielding. David Fielding Zordon. Lo, I don't know if you know this. I've interviewed David Fielding.
Oh, cool. I did not know that.
He's a cool guy. Yeah, and he'll be at the convention.
Nice.
So we'll see if he remembers me when we talk to him. He was in a fan film a couple of years ago that is not Power Rangers, but is kind of parroting and aping and homaging Power Rangers, and he has a really cool cameo at the end of that, and I gotta ask him about that. Eric and I reviewed that. Yeah.
This is not a very good space jail if literally all they had to do was touch a jewel. to open it.
Really good point, yeah. And in this universe, that kind of thing seems like it requires several years in college and possibly a degree to figure it out. Like, though, they were able to figure out that the jewel would open it because they're astronauts, Lo.
Yes, of course.
Just wait till you get to Lord Zedd's putties, which have a big Z in the middle of them, and it takes the Power Rangers the entire first episode to figure out how to beat these super putties. Oh, you hit the Z in the middle!
Ah, yes.
It should have been obvious from the beginning, but...
Hit the nose!
Hit the nose! And here's Ernie's juice barb.
Look at this. Look at all the fashion and the colors and I love it.
And yeah, it's super dated, but like, this doesn't feel that long ago to me.
It honestly doesn't feel that long ago to me either, even though...
Of course, you're younger than me.
The decade that I was like a child in.
Yeah, this would have been a couple years before you were born, yeah?
When was this? Mid-90s?
This would have been, what, 93?
I was born 89, so...
Oh, okay. Oh, so
yeah.
I keep thinking you're a little bit younger than you are. You're about my sister's age.
Yeah, 26.
So, I don't know why we needed that in slow motion, but okay.
Because it's awesome. She just did a flip.
That's right. That's what we in the in the writing world, Lo, called foreshadowing. Now, you might get the Power Ranger theme stuck in my head. What I always get stuck in my head is da 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 da.
That is another one that's a lot.
And it never ends. And they will continue to use that until, like, middle of third season.
Hey, that guy stole Rasco's bandana and it put it on his neck. How rude.
Oh, that's right. Or maybe Rasco has a skull bandana.
Maybe he went back in time and stole it. The Geekvolution conspiracy, the plot thickens.
See, Lo, it's ironic because they're bullying the saviors of the world.
I know.
See, I have to spell out these brilliant thematic devices. See, this is also awesome that it's in slow motion.
And anybody that watches Comic Book Late Night knows that I love me some girls who kick butt.
That's right. She does.
So I'm so okay with this.
So does my son. Jays, that's his favorite thing.
And I love how, like, I watched Power Rangers as a child, and I never noticed that this was dubbed. It just, like, never even occurred to me that everything she's saying doesn't match her lips.
Yeah, see, I started Power Rangers relatively late from my age. Like, I wasn't actually watching it until it had already been on a couple years. And I was old enough at that point that I was picking up on some of that kind of stuff.
I was not allowed to watch Power Rangers as a child because my mom thought it was bad. But all of my friends were obsessed with Power Rangers, so I remember playing Power Rangers, like, on the playground and stuff.
Man, I hear that story from so many people. And what's funny is I had that at my mom's house, but when I was at my dad's, he not only let us watch it, he and my stepmom watched it with us. So Power Rangers was like a family affair when we lived with my dad. Thanks for telling us what the messages of the show will be and what we're supposed to
Billy.
Get
Let's
from
have
it.
the
Thanks, Billy.
stereotypically nerdy character answer the knowledge question.
Yes, yeah, and tell us what we're supposed to get from the show.
Yeah.
Lo, when we get finished watching this, we're going to have a much larger appreciation for loyalty and integrity.
Yeah, we are. I don't understand it yet. This show will teach me about it, though.
Okay, so Bulk, this is not a geeky karate class. A geeky karate class would be if I was teaching karate.
I know. Have you seen the person you're making fun of? He is, shall I say, ripped?
Yeah. Look how geeky Jason is.
As the kids say.
In fact, you're embodying a lot more of the stereotypes of what people traditionally would call a geek there, Bulk. Oh, that's the Joe. Oh, now I get it. Honestly, this is kind of funny, though.
Oh, I love it. I love the sound effects. The little, like, whoop!
Well, I think that kind of stuff is a lot of why the show is so popular, is that it was a novelty to have a live-action cartoon like this.
Yeah, it's not afraid to be goofy, like, in a good way.
Yeah, this was a Saturday morning cartoon. I mean, it was on in the afternoons, but it watches like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
And I don't know that it would have been as popular if it was animated. Oh, shaky
no.
cam. We learned this from Star Trek.
Everybody pretend to be in an earthquake.
And then let's shake the camera in the air while we're above the city. Because that makes sense. What does that mean? It must be the big one. This is the end of the world, folks.
Oh, Alpha.
So Alpha was always a really short girl in that suit.
I feel like I saw that. I was looking up on IMDb, and the person that's listed as Alpha was a woman, and I was like,
a couple of them, because I think I've seen 3 listings for different Alphas at the convention. And one of them was the one for the movie, but I think there might have been 2 for the show.
Well, is it like the person in the suit and the person who voices Alpha, or is that the same person?
You know, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
Yes. Emotional teenagers. That's what we need.
Teenagers with attitude, and of course, they don't really have any, and they're as straight-laced as they come.
I know, they're like the most white bread ever. But they have attitude.
That's right. Because we say they do. It is absolutely remarkable that this took off the way it did, and that it's become such the giant powerhouse franchise that it is, and that we're still making it. Just the idea that, you know, a toy commercial like this, where you take footage from another show and put other footage with it, like obviously Saban and everybody involved did not expect this to be this giant, huge mega hit.
I love every word that comes out of Kimberly's mouth. Can somebody come back to Earth and get me up? Because I'm like totally confused.
You know, when you cosplay her, I want you to
poetry.
talk like that the whole time.
I love it.
You got to nail that.
I will. I will do that to a T.
So I love how they have footage of things that haven't happened yet.
Yeah.
I love the viewing globe. That thing can do anything. He's got cameras everywhere. So I think the reason the show was ultimately kind of brilliant in a marketing sense, of course, is that it really works as a toy commercial. I mean, like, you want all this stuff. It's just cool.
Yeah.
It's the iconography. And I was thinking about this earlier today. Of course, this is a really formulaic show. And I wonder if part of the idea, and I don't know if this is on purpose, but I wonder if part of the idea is you know, you buy the toys and then you make up stories with them that are infinitely more interesting than the ones you're watching.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of children's shows, certainly not all, but a lot of them do follow very formulaic plots week to week.
Yeah, absolutely, but a lot of them have characters that are at least slightly more drawn than these characters.
This is true.
And there are other Power Ranger shows that have characters that are even less drawn than these. Well, I say other ones. By second season, our fill-ins are even kind of less drawn than the characters that we wrote out. I mean, these are pretty interchangeable characters with kind of, you know, a thing they like to do as opposed to personality traits.
Oh, he's so intrigued.
Alpha, what are you talking about?
Kimberly,
I forgot about that. They just make them walk. They just make them walk out. Fine, you don't want to be Power Rangers?
You can walk home.
Just why? Alpha. I don't know what you expected. You know, you bring these people there. I don't know why they're qualified, and then you're like, we're gonna give you this giant responsibility.
Monstermatic.
I don't know how Plato didn't try to get in on this action.
Yeah. It'd be like, make your own monsters. And it would be like an easy bake oven, but like you have clay that you bake.
I think there might have been a thing like that. I'm not sure, but I don't know why Plato wouldn't be like, oh man, we gotta team up with Saban. So that is, I think, is it Vasquez rock?
Oh yeah, that's like a popular rock.
Oh yeah, Arena was shot there. Pretty sure that's where that is.
It does look familiar to me.
Lo, on the Thursday before the convention, they're taking people on a tour of locations around California where they shot things in Power Rangers.
Oh, that's awesome.
Including the command center, which I think is like an observatory somewhere.
It looks like an observatory.
I forget what exactly that is.
Oh, that slow motion scream.
That was a 90s thing we did a lot too, right? Where you do slow motion right before.
Yes. Do it. Dance. Get it. Use your powers of dance to destroy the enemy.
Lo is a dancer. And this is how Lo would fight putties.
I would hip hop them to death.
And what Billy's doing right here, this is how I would fight putties. I might make it look slightly cooler.
His dance moves.
I like how Billy just basically gets lucky, and then it's like, yeah, he's qualified to be a Power Ranger.
He's the brains. It's okay.
Something I've really got to give them here is, these guys don't look like they really know martial arts that well. And in a lot of Power Ranger shows after this, they're all just automatically really good at fighting. Like, even before they put their costumes on?
Yeah. You and me both, Kimberly. This day is too weird. Yes! Here we go. I like how they're floating heads and arms. Like, they're obviously wearing a shirt that is the same color as the background, so probably green.
But that's better than what we do later, where we put them in just kind of generic... I guess they often already wear generic clothes that are just the color of their costume, but, like, it won't be what they're wearing. So, like, they'll have clothes, but it won't be whatever they were wearing before. Like, I think that's way better.
Oh, no, it's great. I like it. I wasn't being sarcastic. I do like it.
And, of course, famously, the difference in film quality between the stuff shot here and the stuff shot for Sentai.
Do you know how long before the American show this stuff was shot? Like,
I knew you were going to ask me that. I don't remember exactly what year that Sentai was. I think it was... I don't think it was very far before this, though, because that series had been running for a lot of years before they got to their Mighty Morphin. Which, of course, wasn't called that. And I've seen bits and pieces of that, just clips online. I've never actually sat through it. Eric has now watched all of it.
I love how this is the exact same shot of the ground kind of like quaking and going down in every single episode, or every time that she throws her wand.
My wife cracks me up because she doesn't like to have to sit through Power Rangers, and a lot of people, you know, if you didn't grow up with it, it's kind of hard to go to. And she says the only parts I like are the things they show in every episode.
I'm consistently more interested in the plots when they're just being teenagers with attitude than the fighting plots. You know, like the first half of the episode where they're setting up the lesson that they're going to learn.
Okay, so yeah, Zoo Ranger was 92.
Okay, so that's only...
So that was the current
year.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked just to make sure I was right about it.
This line made me laugh so much. Hey, nice stereo.
Yeah, God. And then you're like And then every time they did that afterwards, when I was a kid, I was always like, well, how come we can't, like, hear what she's listening to?
She's listening to this amazing music.
Yeah, I like the idea that they're just listening to the song that we're hearing.
Yeah, they get hyped on their own theme song. They're like, yeah, go us. Go,
yeah,
go,
I mean,
us.
that would get you pumped, right?
Yeah. If I had a song that was like, go, go, I'd be like, yes. Yes. I will go.
Yeah, I still want the Go-Go Captain Logan song. It's kind of cool that they fight Goldar in the first episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, you have to assume that, and this is confirmed in other shows later, and maybe it is somewhere in this too, but you have to assume that the Power Rangers, part of their power is something downloading into their brain that immediately tells them how to do all this.
Hmm.
Because they went from walking away and not wanting to be Power Rangers to fighting some putties and now being in a giant mech robot in like 5 minutes.
And perfectly piloting it. Not like running into buildings on accident or like falling over.
Yeah, because you'll notice they put it together just as well 3 years from now as they will right now. Well, I should say a year from now, because obviously by then we're using a different Megazord. My joke is that the footage is always the same, okay? That's the joke.
Got you.
Thanks,
so
Lo.
funny. Oh, didn't even faze him. Ah!
And you know, as obviously goofy and cheesy as all of this is, and it's supposed to be, and that's fine. I wish we'd never gone to CG Megazords and Monsters.
There's something awesome about just knowing that these are people in suits.
Yeah, and it kind of looks better sometimes than some
well, yeah, I
CG
mean, because
stuff.
you get more of the like stumbling around and stuff.
And to be fair, we get a mix of both these days. You know, we'll do CG Megazord stuff and stuff in costumes, but I just think it kind of looks better. And also, yeah, it looks like a big plastic toy, but the point is to sell big plastic toys.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're doing. I've made this point before, but when you're a kid, this stuff all feels a lot more epic and that there's way more going on.
Oh yeah, of course. Like I remember watching stuff like this as a kid and just being like, "Oh my gosh, they just defeated that huge thing. That was amazing."
Well, and you'll get invested in the drama like it's a soap opera.
Yeah.
This was always a point that I always thought was amusing. The only people that will know that you're Power Rangers are a giant floating head and his robot companion in the command center and the bad guy. It's important to keep your identity secret. I always kind of wondered why exactly when the bad guy knows it.
Yeah, like what's the point of keeping it secret?
And all we have to do is make it a lesson thing, which goes with the, kind of superficial lessons in the show of it's not about the glory, it's about doing the right thing.
Oh, Kimberly is about to say my favorite line of this entire episode.
That her hair gets all tangled up in the...
No, not!
Not? Oh, God. That's fantastic.
It's so 90s.
They might want to make sure and take their morphers off their belts before they leave the command center.
Right.
You wouldn't want that to get in the wrong hands or anything, or anybody to be like, what's that? Oh, it's just a fashion accessory. We're really into dinosaurs.
Yeah. Or we're really big fans of the Power Rangers.
Yeah. So, we got the entire origin done in 22 minutes.
Woo.
We fought a big monster. We did not want to do this. And I love how collectively we all go through the same character arc all at the same time. Which is just, we didn't want to do this. It seemed like it was too overwhelming. It's not even like too much response. It seems like it's more just, it's overwhelming. And then, okay, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll keep doing this.
I mean, that's what I would say.
That's the story that would happen if I was a kid and making it up with my toys.
This is true.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening. That was my and Lo's commentary on the first episode of Power Rangers, and we may come back and do some more of these for you down the road. And like I said, we're going to try to do some content for you while we're at Power Morphicon, and we'll play all that by ear. In the meantime, thanks a bunch for listening. I am Captain Logan.
And I'm the Curious Lo.
See you next time.
Bye.